We don't need this when we have desktop on Android. Chips on phones are getting better. Development from this to this is huge. This felt fast back in 2008. But now this is as powerful as the latest, for example, MacBook Neo, which is based on a phone chip. The first M processors from the same brand are slower than what the MacBook Neo are now. You have the power of the computer in your pocket. Since 2017, Samsung has had its desktop feature on its flagship devices called Samsung DeX. Now, finally, we are getting the same feature on Android 16 devices. This feature is still in beta. In front of me, I have a Pixel 10 Pro and Pro Fold and a Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. Samsung uses its own system that works even without a keyboard and a mouse. Desktop mode on Android, on the other hand, works only with a keyboard and mouse, connected either via USB or Bluetooth. To start using desktop mode, we first have to activate it in settings. To activate it in settings, we have to go to About Phone, then scroll down to Build Number and push it until you get access to developer mode. And you're a developer. Then go back, System, down, Developer Options. Then in Developer Options, scroll down, quite a lot until you get to Force activities to be resizable, enable non-resizable in multi-view, and enable desktop experience features. Now you're ready for desktop on Android. To go into desktop mode, unlock your device. Plug in a USB-C dock that is connected to your computer. You'll now get the question if you want to use desktop mode. Click desktop instead of mirror. And now you are in. Connect a keyboard and a mouse. And then you have desktop on Android. How do you use your computer? Most of us only uses the web. With desktop on Android and Vivaldi, we don't even need a computer. We will not kick you off and out of the Vivaldi app when you click a link that could lead to an installed app. You can, for example, work in your word processor of choice, do some design, maybe edit some video, or even watch a TV series. And if you don't have the app, you have the whole Android system. So you can use all Android apps just like a computer. It's like having a desktop computer, but it's your phone. Why should you use it? My dream is that we can have one tool to replace it all. Let's say you have a foldable device like this. You can open it, use it as a tablet, you can close it, use it as a phone, and you can connect it with a cable and use it as your computer. You can even, when you get home, connect it to a dock or maybe a TV and use it as your streaming solution. The true all-in-one solution. Why are we jumping on this beta project? Let's talk to Jon von Tetchzner, our founder, to hear his thoughts about desktop mode on Android. So, desktop on Android. What are the possibilities?
I think, there's a little bit of history here, and for me, I can take it all the way back to discussions with Nokia back in basically early 2000. At the time, they actually didn't want to call their smartphones phones. They wanted to call them computers. So the idea that your smartphone was something that actually could potentially replace a computer for actual work was something that was quite early. Now, obviously, people are doing a lot of things on their mobiles today that they kind of were doing on their desktops before. But I think this idea of using it as a full computer has been less so. Over the last few years, there's been a little bit of change. And I'm quite excited about this concept of Android for desktop desktop, because basically what you have then, you have a full computer. You just connect your mobile to a setup of screen and keyboard and mouse. And instead of just mirroring your phone, you actually have a full working computer. So from that perspective, you have the potential to go from one place to another, have still access to your data on the way, and not have to carry as much around. So it's an interesting concept, and I think it probably would work for a number of people, that they can work that way. And so always have with their data, with their phone, being able to turn that phone into something else as necessary. And I find that kind of brilliant. So I'm quite excited about that.
So the days of like phones like this, where like we're making a computer. This is the first Android phone. Those have been leading up to this. Is that what you're trying to say in a way?
In some ways. I mean, I'm still personally a big fan of keyboards on mobiles. I'm really sad that so few mobile phones actually do come with keyboards. So, I mean, phones with really working keyboards, not just for your thumbs, right? So I'm one of those. I like using a keyboard with my phone. I like using, the first phone that I got with Opera was the Nokia 9210. And I really loved that device, the communicator, because you could actually type on it. It wasn't a thumbs only device. You could actually almost touch type on that kind of device. So I think that's a great solution as well. But there is something to having a full keyboard, an actual full screen, and being able to work with multiple applications at the same time as you do with a computer. So, I mean, I do a lot of my work still on computers, obviously, and being able to do that with a singular device, I think is quite interesting. And I'm not saying it's for everyone, but I do think that for a number of people, this is something that can change how they work and play. And that's always exciting to me. And for me to try to think about, okay, how can we then make that a fantastic experience at Vivaldi? I mean, what can we do to give that? I mean, already we have a browser that's on mobile that has tabs. It has a lot of functionality that you expect really from a desktop browser, because we always considered, okay, this is a device that's a lot more powerful than what you would think. So why not put the power in there and give you as a user the flexibility to use a really powerful browser also on your mobile? But I think the others have tended to traditionally hide things, right? They've had limited functionality, but as we have added things, we've seen others do a bit of the same. So there's a trend there. And now I'm excited about kind of, again, this capability of turning your mobile into a full desktop computer, and then try to do what we can to support that.
So this is desktop mode on Android. And we are proud to say that Vivaldi is now ready for this mode. We enable you to surf the web, powerful, personal, and private.